Welcome to my podcast, Love and Courageous. I'm the host, Demetrius. And on today's episode, I'll be speaking about the Trump administration trying to end birthright citizenship. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people know in the beginning of this year, Donald Trump has talked about ending birthright citizenship. But however, it was a judge that was trying to block his plan. But the Supreme Court released its ruling, limiting the ability of the judge to block it. The court said that judges cannot issue sweeping universal injunctions that can apply nationwide in many cases. It left open the option of plaintiffs seeking broad relief through class action lawsuits. The American Civil Liberties Union filed a lawsuit in New Hampshire on behalf of immigrants whose children may not obtain U.S. citizenship at birth if this order goes through. Now, in a different case taking place in Maryland, groups have obtained a nationwide injunction. Lawyers filed an amended complaint seeking similar class-wide relief for anyone that is affected by Trump's plan within hours of the ruling, written by Justice Amy Coney Barrett. The ACLU lawyer made a statement stating, "Every court to have looked at this cruel order agrees that it is unconstitutional. The Supreme Court decision did not remotely suggest otherwise." Now, Trump's birthright citizenship plan would be limited to those who have at least one parent who is a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. But however, Trump's birthright citizenship plan is different from the Constitution 14th Amendment that grants citizenship to anyone born in America, with a few minor exceptions. But a lawyer that is involved in the Maryland case told reporters that the amended complaint would seek to certify a nationwide class of all people who are affected by the executive order. That includes babies already born or babies to be born in the future, as well as their parents. Now, because of the ruling to limit injunctions, Trump's birthright citizenship order will be able to take effect 30 days after the court's opinion was filed. It will apply to the 28 states that did not participate in the lawsuit. Now, after Trump has said all this, recently, the U.S. Department of Justice has announced that it will begin prioritizing the denaturalization of American citizens who have engaged in certain criminal activities. Also, any individuals convicted of crimes who pose an ongoing threat to America. Also, to prevent convicted terrorists from returning to U.S. soil or traveling internationally on a U.S. passport. Denaturalization is a civil process by which the government revokes the citizenship of naturalized citizens. Now, the Department of Justice have listed 10 things that can get a U.S. citizen denaturalized. So, national security threats, individuals linked to terrorism, espionage, or illegal export, human rights violators, those involved in torture, war crimes, and abuses. Organized crimes is another one that involves gang members, cartels, or transnational criminal groups. Undisclosed felonies, individuals who hid felony convictions during their naturalization process. Violent and sexual crimes, those involved in human trafficking, sex offenses, sexual exploitations of minors, or violent acts. Government financial fraud, involvement in schemes like payment protection, paycheck loan, Medicare or Medicaid fraud. Private financial fraud, fraud against individuals, corporations, or private funds. Naturalization fraud, citizenship obtained through corruption, misrepresentation, or fraud. Referred criminal cases, cases tied to criminal charges not covered under other priorities. And the last one, other significant cases, any additional cases deemed important by the civil division. So I just think this is funny because, one, we have a convicted felon in office right now. Also, he has sexually harassed women before. That's a sexual offense. Also, he has pardoned criminals. So the people that he have pardoned, a lot of them have convicted fraud. So this not making sense to me. What is the point of pardoning all these criminals, but then you're going to try and pass this denaturalization plan? It's not making sense to me. Also, another thing is, I think it's funny because the people that they are deporting, a lot of them are people that are born in America, but not only that, they're not criminals. He want to talk about denaturalization of people that are criminals. Okay, how about a lot of the politicians? Because a lot of them are criminals as well. Like, this don't make no logic sense. All Trump is trying to do is just keep America white. That's it. Like, it's not making sense to me. First of all, if we have criminals in this country, okay, that's why we have prison cells. Put them in prison. Why you would deport people who are criminals then just to give them off to another country? Like, it is not making sense to me. If you don't want to deal with them, what the hell makes you think that other countries want to deal with them? That don't make logic sense. And not only that, but let's talk about the terrible justice system that we have. You have people out here that have committed crimes and that walk free. So, one, let's talk about gang members. You got some gang members, man, they be in prison for a few years. And then, you know what they do? They put them right back out in the streets. You have child molesters, pedophiles out here, do a couple years, be put right back out on the streets. But we have a lot of racial injustice cases in America. We have a lot. You got people out here that commit murder. Some of them don't even get that much freaking time. Some of them get locked up for life. Some of them don't. And I just feel like when it comes to certain crimes, like, you just need to be locked up for life. They're talking about terrorism, but January 6th, that was terrorism. Those people got away. And not only that, Trump pardoned them. What they're going to do is, I can already see this dang on it. What they're going to do is they're going to try and take away black citizenship. If you don't have your citizenship, guess what? You don't have the rights to vote. And it's not only black people. One, Latinos, the ones that are not being deported, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to take their citizenship away. It wouldn't surprise me if they was going to try to take Native American citizenship away, even though this is Native Americans' country. So it's just a trickle-down effect. I'm not trying to be funny. Also, when it comes to voting rights, it's not just black people. It's going to be Latinos, it's going to be natives. Also, if these white women don't think they next, they got another thing come for them. It will not surprise me if they'll take away white women's voting rights. This is literally going to be dictatorship. That's it. Which, I mean, to be honest, we're already in it. If they really care about the crime rate, Trump wouldn't have pardoned the people he did. Trump wouldn't even be president. It has nothing to do with criminals. They're saying that, but they're not going to be deporting criminals. They're going to be deporting people that are not criminals. If you are against Trump, you're going to get deported. If you are a Muslim, you're going to get deported. If you're black, I'm pretty sure you're going to get deported. Like, it has to do with melanated people who are against Trump. That's it. But that is all that I have for today. And now I'm going to get into the Black History Fact. So the Black History Fact for today will be about Seneca Village, the community that existed before Central Park was created. Seneca Village was a vibrant community of free black property owners in pre-Civil War New York. The community began back in 1825 when landowners in the area, John and Elizabeth Whitehead, subdivided their land and sold it as 200 lots. The first few purchasers of the land were Andrew Williams, a 25-year-old black shoe shiner, Anthony Davis, a store clerk, and the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. A thriving black community was born along what is now West 82 to West 89 Street. When slavery ended in New York State back in 1827, the population of Seneca Village flourished as the village remote location provided a refuge from the densely populated downtown and the racial tensions that came with it. Evidence shows that residents had gardens and raised livestock and also used the Hudson River for fishing in a nearby spring called Tanner Spring as source for water. By 1855, the village had a population of about 350 residents. Roughly 2/3 of those residents were free black families, 1/3 Irish immigrants, and a small portion were German descent. The village grew to be a middle-class black community of 5 acres with streets, churches, schools, and cemeteries and 50 homes. After Olmsted and Box design for Central Park was chosen, the New York State Legislature chose 750 acres of land running from 59 to 106th Street to be the site of the new park. As the development of the park drew near, the media and politicians described the villages as shanty towns and targeted the residents as squatters and vagabonds, among other cruel descriptions. The residents of Seneca Village persisted and fought to keep their community, but however, in 1857, the city used eminent domain to forcibly remove them. The village was eventually vacated and the city demolished Seneca Village, leaving little trace of the stories and people who had occupied it. In 2001, over 140 years after Seneca Village was destroyed, a historical marker was placed at its former location, and in 2019, the Central Park Conservancy installed a temporary outdoor exhibit of signage informed by decades of research, including the approximate locations of buildings that existed in Seneca Village. That is all for today. For my next episode, I'll be speaking about Congress passing Trump's Big Beautiful Bill. So thank you everyone for listening to my podcast, and I hope y'all have a lovely day.